Welcome back, lady and gentlemen. Yeah, the shop's a mess. Everything is just all over the place. I've been just trying to get out here when I can. I got grandkids here and I'm busy playing and having fun. So the project's definitely taking a second shift, a back seat, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I'm out here for a little bit. So let's see what we can get done. I want to try to get the exhaust finished to where I can start taking it apart, and then I got to sit down and do, I don't know how long it takes to weld up all those seams, but yeah, I got a bunch of welding to do. So let's turn the camera around and let's get going. Oh, this is Hutch from Hutch High Perf. Welcome back. So Innovate says with this installed, you don't want to put the bung into the pipe. You want it to be just like right on the surface, because they say that just barely the end of the O2 sensor is what's exposed inside the pipe. So pretty much the whole bulk of this is welded on the outside of the pipe, more or less, with just that little bevel kind of leaning in. So let's get underneath and see if we can find a good spot to mark this. I'm definitely not going to be able to follow the instructions because they say they want it so far back from the collector, and there's just no room. And it has to be back from the collector, but before the X pipe, and there's not a lot of real estate there, so it's going to go where it goes. So as you can see, I don't have a lot of room from where the actual collector is to where the X pipe starts. So I'm thinking if I put it, and you want it at least, like on this side, it would be the 3 o'clock up to the 12. You don't want it anything lower than that because then moisture will collect around the O2 sensor. I'm sure you've heard that plenty of times. But I'm thinking if I could put that like a 2 o'clock position right there, that might work. And it's before the X pipe. If I put it on this side, but it's right where the X is, and I don't know if that will affect anything or not. I'd rather have it down off of the straight, right here. I think that's what I'm going to go with. Clock a little bit above 90 right on this side. Same thing on the other side. I'll put it just past where the collector joins in, but before it gets too close to the X pipe, and I'll just mount it there. I think that's the winner, or it's going to have to be anyway. Well, I can tell you 100% I need a welding table. I'm not even a welder, really. I'm still learning. But yeah, until then, these stools have been doing a courageous job. You can see I burnt the crap out of both of them at some point or another welding things, but there we go. That'll be a good start. Yeah, all right, so I'll cut this out. This is I'm going to use a 1-inch hole saw for it. Once I get a pilot hole started, and then we'll weld the bungs on. Again, like I said, if you're looking for how-to on welding, this is not the place. I never had any formal training. I just decided one day, you know, I'm just going to start learning how to do this. I went out and bought a welder, and just been watching YouTube videos and taking advice. My neighbor is a body shop guy, so sometimes I'll pick his brain about different things. But yeah, for the most part, it's just YouTube videos, how-to stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's how you do that. And then I just give it a try and mess it up and try again. So if you had the chance to take welding classes of some type, sure, I would do that, definitely. But if you don't, it's not rocket science. And if you've ever thought about welding, I would definitely pick up a welder and then just go to the hardware store and buy a bunch of different size sheet metal and just start with the chart that's right on the door of the welder, and then kind of figure out your settings from there, and just, you know, blow a bunch of holes in metal and do things wrong, and eventually you'll get there. Yeah, I think if you gave a monkey a welder at some point, he'd be welding pretty good. And that's me, so yeah. So I'm sure I'm not the first person you've heard this from, but if you're going to be welding, do not use brake clean. Do not use brake clean to clean up the metal, because as you weld, it's going to put off a poisonous gas, and if you breathe that in, well, you could have problems, maybe for the rest of your life, if you live that long. So yeah, use an acetone or some other type of cleaner, but do not use brake clean. All right, so I just created this little jig, basically a bolt with a nut on either end to capture the bung. And if I slip this down into the hole, it puts it at just the depth that I want this thing sticking in the pipe. And then now I can go ahead and do my welding, and I won't have to worry about this thing moving around or getting cockeyed. So here's the challenge now. Like I told you, I'm the welder. I'm as green could be. So my understanding is, because this bung is almost an 1/8 inch thick, and of course the pipe is way less than that, that you set your welder settings for your thicker material, and where you would aim right into the joint where the two surfaces meet. What you do is you aim up a little bit onto the thicker metal. You start your arc there and then let it puddle down and then fuse into the thinner metal. And hopefully by doing that, you don't blow a giant hole in what you're trying to weld. And so I've never done this before, and I'm practicing right on the thing that I want to get right. So, because I've only got the 2 bungs that came with it, and I'm not going to mess with trying to practice. I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to cross my fingers. So here we go. All right. Don't look at my welds too close. Don't judge me. I'm a rookie. I'm an amateur. What'd they say about grinding and paint? Something about welding. I can't remember. Anyway, that is one side done. Well, almost done. I'm going to go back and touch up a couple spots. I'm going to hit a little bit more bead on that so I can just sand it and smooth it out so it looks like I know what I'm doing. I'm a little irritated at you guys. Why didn't you tell me that when I put a bolt on the inside that there was no way it was going to be able to come out? Yeah, God, stupid. So that is one side done. I got to do the same thing for the other side. And if you look along here, weld, 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 more welding, weld, 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 weld. So I'm not going to put you through all that, but yeah, I think for right now the exhaust is at least for the most part done. I'm going to have to take the passenger side header out and beat on the collector so that the shifter lever from the transmission will fit. But I think I'm going to save that for another video. And honestly, I don't know if you can hear outside, but there's little grandkids playing out in the front yard, and I should be out there playing with them. So I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing, and I'm going to go be grandpa for a while. Well, car's a mess. The shop is a mess. I got a lot of cleanup to do so I can get Mama's car back in the garage here. I didn't want to have to cut that bolt at the end. That was annoying. But here we are, and yeah, done with another one. Another short one, but that's all I had time for. Anyway, again, appreciate you guys coming back week after week. Sorry I didn't get anything out last Sunday, but it's just been playing with grandkids, so who's going to blame me? Anyway, this is Hutch from Hutch High Perf. Again, thanks, guys. Take it easy.